The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of the staff or management of Visionary Related Entertainment.
Aloha and welcome to Maui Nonprofit Notes. Now in our 10th year of broadcasting, we continue to talk story with Maui's nonprofit executive directors and staff to find out how they're working to support those with needs within our community. Maui Nonprofit Notes is generously sponsored by Pacific Source. If you're building or remodeling a home, please stop by Pacific Source's Cabinet and Appliance Showroom located in the Waikapu Bayshard. I'm Susie Tiemann, Executive Director of Lokahi Pacific, and your host for Maui Nonprofit Notes. During this hour, we're going to share some of the experiences of our nonprofit agencies and just how they're changing lives, changing communities, and creating miracles of hope for those with needs. Today, we're going to start off the show talking... I said that right, didn't I? Why didn't it sound right to me?
I think you nailed it.
I nailed it. There we go. Okay, we'll go with that. Talking with some folks from Maui United Way. We've got Nicholas Winfrey, the CEO. How you doing? Or Chief Professional Officer.
We've had this long conversation before. It's lots of different titles we can throw out there. We'll just call it a partner with the community and a great team. How about that?
Oh, okay. There we go. All right. And he brought along with him Angela Stewart, who's worked on the campaign.
Yes.
Worked and continues working on the campaign. And Makana Nunes, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you again.
Yeah, nice
been a
to
while.
see you. It has.
Every
it has.
Christmas.
Yep. I think we missed a few, so yeah, it's good to be back.
Gotcha. Very good. Very good. So you've got the team, big part of the team.
We've got 75% of the team here. We are a very small office. So, Sherry, if you're out there, we miss you, and we'll get you here next time. Great foundation of our team is here today.
There you go. There you go. Somebody's got to hold down the fort if you're going to run off and go do something fun like a radio show.
Exactly. We've got a bell. They can ring the bell over there at the office if they need assistance.
There you go. Okay. So Maui United Way, we're winding down on the big campaign. How's it looking?
It's actually looking really good this year. Some of our packets are still outstanding, but I'm out there every day going out and picking up packets. And we're also open to any company that wants to start a campaign. We try to run our campaign from September 1st to October 31st. We extend it through the end of the year for a lot of companies. The official ending date is April 30th, but we like to have the campaign packets in by the end of the year so that way employers can start their payroll deductions in January.
Makes sense.
So, so if there are any companies out there that want to start one, it's not too late. Just give us a call, 244-8787, or check us out on our website.
Well, she throws it all in there real quick, doesn't she?
She knows what's up.
Whoa! I tell you, that's a 5-minute commercial in 32 seconds.
I love it. I will add though, it's being at United Way, Maui United Way, it's amazing to see how these dollars actually go into the community. So if you do partner with Maui United Way through our campaign, you're not just supporting a few organizations or the toy drive that we'll talk about in a little bit. You're supporting a whole slew of nonprofit programs in the community with education, income, as well as health. So it's really, really great to be part of this and to see the community come together for this.
And are we climbing the ladder steadily with the donations?
We are. It's always good to be going up on the red on the thermometer.
The thermometer's slowly filling up. Everyone's help is appreciated.
Yes.
Well, I would think the economy's good. Mm-hmm. We've seen some raises around and some of the job levels. So hopefully people are sharing a little of that.
I think they are.
Or
it's
a little
it's
more.
Good to see that. Yeah, it's good to see that. And those dollars, these partner agencies that we work with, they really know how to make the dollar stretch, so they make that dollar work for them.
Right. And I think the great thing about the campaign, the way it's done, is that anybody really can give because, $1 a week, whatever, right? Because it's probably a payroll deduction.
Yep.
You don't see it, it doesn't hurt.
And it all adds up at the end of the year.
Right. $1 here, $1 there. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden that's $52. That's $104. That's $208. That's $400. I'm not going to go any further. 416.
I only have so
I'm
many
gonna-
toes.
1200,
832, 1664, 3328. I quit.
That's
That
a
was-
good
I was
ending
in
number.
there.
Yeah.
3328 would be an amazing year from a supporter. Absolutely.
Yes, it would.
Shoot. We talk about it like it easy come, easy go. We know every dollar's hard earned,
Yes.
and it's worked hard once you get it.
Yeah, and I think that kind of goes into another topic that we wanted to talk about is the community decides where these funds go, and we're going to be opening up that selection process here pretty shortly to volunteers. So we have staff from the campaigns that do give. They're actually some of the ones that help select where these funds go. They get to go out and learn the process, learn who these programs help, learn who's running these programs to ensure that the trust that they provide in us. We want to make sure that we're really transparent and show them the impact that has here in Maui County. So it's an exciting thing to see that dollar go through, a full cycle straight back into the community.
Do you have more agencies this year than before?
So we're opening it up to all agencies within Maui County. So looking at Lanai and Molokai as well. So we assume, with 800 active 1,600 501c3s within Maui County, we will have quite a few applications. But we're excited to kind of find the best of the best and who can utilize those funds the best with the community's help.
Right. And a lot of those 1,600 are not the social service agencies that we really
Correct.
usually think about.
It's not that's a big scary number. It's not, there's a lot of different 501cs with different numbers. But usually I think the number that I've heard is about 800 that are active in the space.
Wow, that's still a lot. Our small island.
It just shows
That's
how much,
statewide, though.
no, that's Maui County.
That's Maui County.
Yeah, but that just shows you the aloha spirit, how many people
That's
wanna
true.
help.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
If there's a cause out there, there's somebody helping. Usually, and if there isn't somebody helping, there will be soon.
100%.
And that's the good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's exciting to see how everybody comes together, whether it's the Maui Nonprofit Directors Board or just, two partner agencies working together. And that's what we want to help facilitate.
Very good. Very good. So, any companies out there that haven't done the campaign challenge, you still can do it.
Exactly.
Hey, that make a
It's never
nice
too
nice
late.
Christmas thing.
I know.
Yeah, that
That's a
must be
good
a way
idea.
to put a Christmas spin on that. Yeah, instead of having that extra special Christmas dinner,
Yeah,
cut it back just a little. Yeah,
absolutely. Help your neighbor.
Yep.
yeah, cool. Thank you.
Good idea.
Where do you want to go from there?
Well, I think
Nick?
it goes into talking about, it's great that the campaign runs and, we support all of these different programs, but talking about the holiday season, that's fast approaching as well. As a former Marine in our Toys for Tots program, I know that very well, but I know how well Maui United Way does this program as well. So I'm staring at Makana as I look at the microphone, hoping she's going to chime in here because she knows a lot more about this with her experience in the space.
Yeah, so Maui United Way partners with the Friends of the Children's Justice Center, so we work together just to ensure that these gifts are getting to the kids that need it the most. So
Right.
we partner with a bunch of our partner agencies, but as well as theirs. So they have their the county CPS and those partners that they deal with.
Child Protective Services.
Yes, and
Okay.
sorry, Child Protective Services, so that they have their case managers that come and reach out to me and request gifts for them as well.
Good.
So last year we helped close to 2,000 kids get toys, and so we did have some help from Jody Sing Sang. She used to be the chief of the police department before, but now she's donating her time to help us with. She's our elf, is what I like to call her. So
Wonderful.
she works in the space and she gets all the donations in and she sorts them and she fills orders. So she's been a huge blessing for me and Paul.
Full-time job for
Pretty much, yeah.
a month or so.
Yeah. So we're really pushing this year to hopefully get more gifts for the older kids. That seems to be more donations for that 3 to 5 age group. They're the trucks
fun
and
to
the
get.
dolls. They're really fun to
Yeah.
get. Yeah. So that just it's harder to get for the older kids. So we're really trying to encourage people to think about them too, and hopefully any kind of games, puzzles, sports equipment is always good. And then gift cards is also an option. If I get a $20 gift card, I'll usually let that stretch. Give buy 2 gifts for with that $20
Gotcha.
gift card. Yeah.
What kind of an average do people spend on gifts that they give?
Some people, like, I would say 10 to 15 is a good. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you can go to Ross or and get more
Right.
for your money there. So I usually say about $10 or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you said something about 2,000 last year?
2,000 we gave over. Well, yeah.
Over
close to
2,000
yep.
people received, or kids received gifts.
Yes.
But now some of those were multiple gifts, or not? You try to limit it to 1 gift per child?
Yeah, we tried to 1 gift per child.
Okay.
And so we did have a surplus in those age groups that I talked about. So that gets transferred over to the next year so we can start giving them out in advance.
Oh,
so
cool.
before the drive even starts, we're already filling orders. I have Jody filling orders already.
Interesting.
So yeah. So
Wow.
it doesn't, no gift goes, to waste. We're always using everything we get. Yeah.
I see, yeah. That's wonderful. So now when you would talk about the older children, I know that the ages you mentioned here in your on your website is 0 to 17. Is 17 years kind of the
Yep.
upper limit?
Yeah. So I would say it's the 7 to 17 age group that we really, we need more donations
Really?
for
Wow.
gifts. Yeah. They're kind of a hard group to buy for. So and the trends are always changing, but I think games and sports kind of stay consistent, so that's always a good option.
Gotcha.
We do have a box of fidget spinners if anybody needs those left over. That just tells you
What?
sometimes the needs change as time progresses.
Right. Yeah.
You lost me. I have no idea what that is.
Somebody out there does. It's about 4 or 5 years old.
Okay. So now we talk about the younger ones. I think that of course most people grab onto that because
Right.
that's the kids you think about at Christmas time.
Right. But then there's also the 0 to 2 as well. And I also get requests for diapers and just stuff that, maybe the 0 to 6 months or so they don't have really gifts for, but they're still in need of the bare
Right.
essentials. Yeah.
Wow. It always hits me when I the picture that I get in my mind when
know.
we're talking about children at Christmas time. It's like you grow up in a family where Christmas was every Christmas morning, just like clockwork. Once in a while, Santa Claus showed up on Christmas Eve out of nowhere and had a bag over his shoulder and handed to everybody in the room. And even though nobody knew who would be in the room that night, he had a gift for him. And it's like, how do you know? What the heck? I mean, there was this conspiracy going on, I think, between some of our parents and stuff. But it was just, it's something you remember forever,
Right.
And I remember going outside one year when it snowed, and I wanted to follow the footsteps because he came in the front door, right? And I went out to the porch. There's no footsteps. I don't know how he got to the front door, but he rang the doorbell and we answered, and in he came.
It's the spirit of
magical.
Christmas.
And to their dying day, pardon me, nobody confessed as to how that was done. So we don't know. It was a covered porch. I mean, it's not like he could drop off the ceiling, the roof and be there. I mean, it was awesome. Really and truly. And we go, what the heck? How? Anyway, the spirit of Christmas.
Yep.
The mysteries of Christmas. But when so that's what I think of when I think about Christmas, the happy times and the gifts weren't always the biggies because our big Christmas was the next morning, but it was something for everybody, and that counted. And sometimes that gift was more important because you didn't know really who thought to give that, but it was great.
Right.
And you think of kids not having that
Yeah.
memory to look back on. That's when it hits me. What are their memories of Christmas? On that note, we got to take a short break.
Aloha from Pacific Source, and thank you for your support over the years. Pacific Source has offered more of what builders and homeowners value most in building materials and cabinet design. We've done this by offering superior customer service and products, as well as by designing kitchens and baths that are intelligent and elegant while staying true to your vision and budget. Visit our showroom in Waikapu in Central Maui, where we display a variety of cabinets as well as top-name appliances like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Viking, KitchenAid, and more. We display countertops, tile and wood flooring, and several brands of windows and doors, including Fleetwood multi-slides and La Cantina folding doors. Come in and talk to our designers about making your dreams become a reality. From concept to completion, we really believe our attention to detail and superior service are what sets us apart. Let us show you what we mean. We are a Pacific Source at 515 East Oahe Way in the Consolidated Base Yard in Waikapu, just off Waiko Road. Call us at 986-0380. That's 986-0380, or look us up online at packsource.com.
We could say we solved it.
And we're back. Sorry about that, folks. We're busy trying to figure out how Santa Claus left the house without leaving any footprints, and we've got some interesting ideas coming up here. But being serious again for a moment, it's that season, and it's, we keep talking about it's in the giving and not the getting. But at the age of 2, even 5, even 8, we're not into the giving yet.
Yeah.
We don't understand that. And so being able to give them something is like giving them hope.
Yep. Yeah. So
Am I reading too much into this?
No, that's the whole reason behind this drive. We want to give these kids who may not even get a gift this Christmas at least one from us,
right,
to just spark some cheer. Yeah.
Right. Now the kids that get the gifts come through other agencies, right?
Right. So we, as Mount United Way, we don't give them out directly from us, but we give them to our partner agencies because they're the ones that are doing the work out in the community. So we trust them, so so they give me a request form broken down by gender and age group, and we fill it as best as we can. And they know the kids better, so they can, give the gifts to appropriately.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's 2,000, over 2,000. Wow.
Yeah. So we really need, as they come in, we have to get some out in order to keep all the, we just can't hold 2,000 toys at once. So it's a process of them picking up partial orders, and because we just can't. And even for them, they can't rent a big, they could rent a big truck, but it's a lot of stuff.
When you consider how things are packaged these days, sometimes the packaging is so much huger. Hello, where did that come from? So much larger than the actual gift, right?
Right.
And I've got a friend who wraps things that way. They'll take a small something and put it in a box, another box, and in another box. And so under the tree, here's this big box, and the kids are all excited about it. What can that be? What can that be?
Matchbox.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's everybody has their own fun with Christmas presents, and the spirit of giving, and just one day to make things lighter for everybody needs that day.
And it's nice for us. It's great to see how the community steps up and steps into this, and obviously the partner agencies, the appreciation that they show, because they get to see the smiles light up on their faces. It's a great time of year, but it can also be a tough time of year as well.
Right.
So that's why it's great that this community comes out and does this.
Now, do the agencies deliver to people's homes, or do people come to them? I suppose it's both.
Yeah, so they usually have events where they come, and they have a Santa come, and then they hand out the toys. So that's usually the case for most of them. But you have more Friends of the Children's Justice Center agencies that they go to their home and give them the gift there.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. So if I'm doing this for the first time, what should I start with?
I would start with the older kids. I think that's the biggest. We really need help for them. So I would go out to Walmart or Target. They even have that little, the dollar section, $3, $5 area. There's headphones there. There's games. can even get multiple gifts for one kid and put it in a package together. That's always, I see some people do that too. So we'll just give the entire, the gift with everything inside it. Yeah.
Okay, but now they have to come. The gifts have to come to you unwrapped,
Right.
so
right.
you can make sure they're
yeah.
appropriate.
Yeah. So definitely in some like cellophane, see-through,
Okay.
just kind of
So you can see what it
together. Yeah. Yeah.
I gotcha. And then some of the agencies may wrap them.
Yep.
Beyond that?
Some of them do. So that's why they request for the gifts, well before Christmas, so they
Right.
have time to wrap them.
Gotcha. Interesting. And this is this something that's tax deductible? Buying gifts and giving them to you guys to give out?
So I'll look into that and get back to you.
Okay.
I think just from offhand, it is an in-kind donation, but with a tax receipt for the purchase. Typically when you do file your taxes, you can work with your tax
Right.
associate to look at what the tax
Yeah.
full tax deductibility
Because the person
is.
who bought it's not getting anything
Correct.
in return, and that's usually the
Correct, and you have what the hard cost is at that time.
right.
A $15 toy. You have the receipt. You have the documentation. That should be tax deductible.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. And can they get something from you in case they need it?
I'm sure
There's-
we can work something up.
or is there a way
an
to-
in-kind donation receipt,
Yeah.
Similar to what we've done in the past.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
do better.
If they need it. Yeah. Okay.
And-
Most people don't, but I mean, because it is relatively a small amount. But some people, every nickel counts.
Mm-hmm.
Or they might want to bring in 10 toys.
Oh, that's a thought. Maybe that's the idea.
Yeah. Let's
Hey.
The more you bring in, the more we can help the community.
Yeah. Or a donation of say like $1,000, and that could cover a lot of toys.
There you go. Hey, now we're
That's
talking.
another option.
Whoa.
Go big or go home here.
Your annual campaign lady is stepping in here and thinking other numbers than what
Think
we're
big.
thinking with Christmas presents. But I got it.
Hey, unfortunately, the need is not shrinking.
And that's sad, but I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're right.
But thank you to everybody that has given, and thank you in advance for those that will.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now there's a special toy drive going on at Queen Kahumanu Center, right?
Yeah, so we're going to be dropping off a box to them. I think they're going to have 2 this year, and the main one's going to be at the guest service desk. So you can also donate to them and get a prize drawing ticket as well.
I was when I first read this, I'm thinking this neat box out there in the middle of nowhere with give your gifts here and everybody putting stuff in, and then all of a sudden walking through that dream were the people who walk through and grab presents out of there, right? So you almost have to put it someplace where
My dad built the box, so I can tell you it's really heavy.
Yeah.
And it's really tall. So,
Okay. So you
it's
can't walk
hard
by
to
and just
just
grab.
do that. No.
Gotcha.
We tried to think of everything.
Yeah. Well, it's sad that you have to.
I know.
But that's the way things are today.
Yeah.
But thanks
Right.
for Makana's dad for building the box
Yes,
as well.
right, exactly, for sure. Okay, so now that starts the day after Thanksgiving, right?
Right.
Is that when
So Black
Santa
Friday.
comes to?
The
mall?
I'm not sure.
I'm not either.
But I
don't
know
think I've
Black
heard
Friday is a very busy time for the mall, so they
Right.
like to have it. That's a good launch day
that. Okay, and then that runs through the 15th of December,
through the 15th.
and they're giving away prizes.
Yes.
How do you register
So
for the prizes?
there will be a prize ticket that you can fill out. We ask that the donation is over $5, and then at the end of the drive, we'll go ahead and pick the winner for a Vegas trip for 2.
Wow, for 5-night stay.
Yeah,
I love the way everything in Vegas is 5 nights.
I know.
That's a long time in Vegas.
That is.
Anywhere else, you're going for 4 days. No, it's 5 nights.
That's so true.
Anyway, Nick, we haven't talked to you about what's going on in general with the
It's
Maui United
exciting
Way.
times. We like I said, I'm fairly new still. I'll still wear that hat, but it's been great to build out and learn from an amazing team. It's great to see how we're working in the community. We have been meeting with a lot of nonprofit partners as well as just other nonprofits within Maui County to let them know about how our allocation process is opening up soon. So we're excited to see potentially some new nonprofits come into the fold. That's what we're here to do. We're here to help, and it's been a very warm and heartwarming experience to come into a community that really does care about each other and give a hand up rather than a handout a lot of times. So we're here to help. I've been very humbled to see how impactful people are in this community and how they can really make that dollar go very far. And the fact that we have excess toys, for a certain age group just goes to show you that people do care and people want to help. So I won't get my eyes sweaty just talking about all the great things that are happening and even being on this show and being able to discuss the great work being done and seeing another nonprofit partner that's going to be coming up and chatting soon and the great work that they're doing out in the community as well. It's a really, really cool thing and fulfilling thing to see how this community comes together.
It's an interesting business we're all in, isn't it?
It is a business.
It is.
But it's the business of helping others,
right.
and making sure that we do it in the best way that our supporters trust us to do it in. It does cause a few grays, but
wait a minute, you had some of those when you came. You're not gonna feed
up
me
here,
that.
Up here? No, not up here. I just heard somebody whisper, "Give it a couple of years." Yeah, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, let's not go there.
Yeah, we won't go there.
At least you've got hair to turn gray. No.
But it's exciting for the challenge, and we're always here to help. So if somebody does need help, give us a shout. If somebody knows of a way that we can help, give us a shout. We're always available.
And that number again was
244-8787.
And the website is
MauiUnitedWay.org.
Can't get any simpler than that, can we?
Easy enough. We're over at Cameron Center, so stop on by as well. And if you've got a cute puppy that is Mr. December in Maui Humane's calendar, bring him on by as well. Somebody's laughing now.
Thank you. And Scooter loves it too. He's just, I've never known a poster boy kind of or pinup or whatever.
So that's
what they used to call
Susie's
on the
senior
calendar.
pup that is in 2020's calendar. So I will be picking up mine and expect a paw print.
There you go. Okay, all right. We'll see what we can do. He really wasn't into that.
He's a diva then.
Something like that. And if he had any teeth left, I'd have him just bite the page. But
gummies are good. We love gummies.
Anyway, thank you so much for being here, Makana, Angela.
Thank you, Susie.
And
Thank
Nick.
you, Susie. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, and good luck with the end of the campaign, and we're looking for that big number.
Yay!
And Makana, thank you, and we're looking for all the older kids to get their share of gifts.
Yeah, thank you.
That's sometimes that makes a bigger impression than we think.
Yeah.
We tend to forget the older kids.
It's harder to be an older kid. I mean, like a high school student nowadays. There's a lot going on for them. So
Yeah. Very cool. You all have happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and so forth, and we will see you in the new year.
We look forward to it.
yeah.
Okay, great.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
Aloha,
you.
guys.
Aloha.
And we're going to shift gears, kind of, but not totally, because we're still we're kicking the holiday season here, kicking it off big time with the Maui United Way toy drive, and now we're going to be talking with Rich Yost, who's the executive director of the Maui Food Bank. And gosh, this is your busiest time, isn't it?
Susie, we are not stopped right now. We, we're just kicking off into the holiday season. We just finished a huge food drive on Saturday. We were at multiple stores, relying on the contribution of multiple organizations to run those food drives at each of the stores, and we give a big thanks to all those volunteers that stood out in the sun all day collecting food and collecting money. And it was very successful, and we're really proud of all the people that participated in that day. But that kind of kicks us off into the holidays, which is obviously our big time. So it kind of helps restock the shelves at the food bank.
Right.
And what's nice about that particular food drive is it's all current stuff, typically right off the store shelves.
Right.
So it's readily available. It's doesn't take a whole lot of extra work to have to go through the stuff to make sure that it's still wholesome. but
Right.
we still
Yeah.
do go through everything just to
Right.
make sure.
Every once in a while, a store misses something and it's out of date, sitting there on the shelf.
Yeah, or
But
some
for the most part, it's
right,
it's
or
pretty
somebody pulled up and knew that we were doing the
Hmm.
drive, and they cleared out their pantry. And most of that is still fine, but we still go through every single can that comes in just to make sure that it's still wholesome and edible.
good. Right.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah,
Well,
it's a lot of work when you're talking about 2.8 million pounds of food.
whoa, whoa! Is that what you did last year?
Yeah, 2.8 million pounds. That equates to, well over 2.5 million meals. But you figure a meal could be anything from a snack to a full-blown, meal for a family of four. But there's a lot of people in need, unfortunately, and high cost of living, and there's a lot of other reasons why people are in situations that they're in that need food assistance,
Yeah.
and we don't want anybody to have to go hungry.
You know,
It's-
on your website, you've got the impact for October of 19, which is just last month. And I was sitting here looking at that when you were talking about the 2 million pounds of food and 218,000 pounds just in 1 month.
Yes.
So
Now,
that's there.
yeah, we're moving well over 200,000 pounds of food a month out of our warehouse, and but that's big thanks to our obviously to our donors, who keep the food coming in, and we get 60% of our food comes in, through our retail donor and wholesale donor sector, not just necessarily through the food
Wow.
drives. So we pick up every day at the from the grocery stores, the Safeways, the Costco's, the Targets, the Walmarts, the
Well, now,
every day.
there for a little while, they didn't have much to give you because they would cut way back on their orders.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'd rather have an empty shelf than have leftovers.
Yeah, that was a big issue that we ran into, especially during the recession,
Right.
because they all drastically cut back on their purchasing, and they instituted new criteria on how to order so that they wouldn't have the overages, especially when times were tough.
Right.
And now we're finding that that the stores are, in fact, ordering more, bringing in container loads, because it's actually less expensive for them to bring in an entire container than to split that container amongst multiple products. So
Right.
we do still find that we are getting quite a bit from the
Wow.
orders and the.
That's going to be a big help for
Well,
you.
and a lot of the stuff is stuff that didn't necessarily sell as well as they maybe thought it was going to, so they over-ordered again on something, on a typical product, or the product, for some reason, they changed the labeling. So what a store does is called a reset, and they'll take everything off the shelves, reset the product with the new packaging. And so
Gotcha.
we'll get all the old paccaging materials.
Interesting, yeah.
All that product. So none of it's going to waste, which is a good thing.
Right.
Prior to me starting, I knew a lot of that stuff was going to the dump, and it shouldn't be, because
Right.
it's perfectly edible, and there's hungry people out there, and
That's
nobody
right.
should have to go hungry.
What about new products? It seems to me as I look through the ads in the paper on Tuesday night, and I'm studying what I need to buy and so forth, I'm looking at all these different products and I'm going, I've never heard of that one before.
Yeah.
There's just tons of new products out there.
Well, here's a little professional tidbit of information for you that I'll share, that there's over 10,000 new products introduced into the marketplace every single year.
10,000.
Over 10,000 new products. So when you see something that you've never seen before, that's why. And so
Okay.
they're a lot of times they're test marketing it, and a store will obviously buy lots of it, thinking that it's gonna move, or the manufacturer supplied them with lots and lots of products. So,
Right.
but that's a win for the food bank, and it's a win for the hungry here on Maui.
So it's not my imagination.
No.
And I know there's a lot of locally made products, like we just had Made in Maui Festival. People who have taken fruits or whatever's and made jams and jellies and candies and whatever, and some of those have gotten into markets if they've gotten big enough to.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope the Maui marketplace is doing well, and the people here on Maui who are producing products are successful and are selling their goods, and that just helps the entire community.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. We were talking about that 218,000 pounds of food fed 9,100 people.
1 month.
In 1 month, yeah, right.
Yeah.
We got to remember that's 1 month
Yeah, and we do this 12 months a year. Actually, sometimes it feels like there's 13 or 14 months a year, but
It's like that 13-month calendar we were just talking about, yes. On that note, we got to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Aloha from Pacific Source, and thank you for your support over the years. Pacific Source has offered more of what builders and homeowners value most in building materials and cabinet design. We've done this by offering superior customer service and products, as well as by designing kitchens and baths that are intelligent and elegant while staying true to your vision and budget. Visit our showroom in Waikapu in Central Maui, where we display a variety of cabinets as well as top-name appliances like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Viking, KitchenAid, and more. We display countertops, tile and wood flooring, and several brands of windows and doors, including Fleetwood multi-slides and La Cantina folding doors. Come in and talk to our designers about making your dreams become a reality. From concept to completion, we really believe our attention to detail and superior service are what sets us apart. Let us show you what we mean. We are a Pacific Source at 515 East Oahe Way in the Consolidated Base Yard in Waikapu, just off Waiko Road. Call us at 986-0380. That's 986-0380, or look us up online at packsource.com.
Oh, that was fast. I'm getting into the Christmas spirit, and I'm not paying a whole lot of attention to what I'm doing. Back on track. We are back. This is Maui Nonprofit Notes, the weekly radio show where we talk story with our nonprofit executive directors about what's going on in their world. And for you, Rich, your world is our world.
we've got a lot of stuff going on. Yes.
Because we don't know who all you're feeding. Like we talk about people going. What was that one campaign a couple years ago? When you stand in an elevator, look around you, and if there's 10 people in the elevator, at least 2 of them didn't have dinner last night.
Yeah, at least 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's at least 1 out of every 5. So that's 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10.
You were right on.
Boy, hey, I remember some. I don't know why, but that just stuck with me.
I know this higher math sometimes gets to us, but especially in the nonprofit world, right?
Exactly. But and I mean, it's hard for us to imagine that things can be like that. I mean, we know towards the end of the month when people have run out of their, what's it now called?
It's called SNAP.
SNAP.
Yeah. Supplemental Nutrition Assistance
right.
Program. Yeah.
When they run out of that, it can be desperate those last 3, 4, 5 days.
Yeah, and unfortunately, what we're seeing is that the benefit for those who are on it, and Hawaii is one of the least participant states in the country for people taking advantage who are eligible for SNAP benefits.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The application process is quite long. There's also communication error, things going on with language barriers and that sort of thing. But there's a lot that, and so what's happening with the SNAP recipients we're seeing is that they're coming in sooner for food assistance because prices of food have obviously gone up.
They have.
Their benefits certainly have not gone up, and actually benefits are being cut in those programs due to the current administration, but we won't get into that.
There.
No, we won't
Gotcha.
get there. But anyway, so the people who are eligible for the benefits, if they are taking advantage of it, are now coming in. We used to see them roughly 10 days prior to the end of the month coming in for food assistance. Now it's minimum 2 weeks prior to the end of the month because their budget is already gone if they had that, and plus maybe they had a job that they were also helping to use to pay for food. But we're finding a lot of families unfortunately are struggling to make ends meet, and and unfortunately they have kids in their family, and I hate to see any child go hungry.
Right, for sure.
I see anybody go hungry, but especially children.
Right. The other day, I happened upon a conversation between a couple of retired folks, and they were talking about the annual increase in their Social Security benefits being, I don't know, it was 2% or something again this year, 2.6 or whatever it was, and they thought that's just enough to get me over the edge so I can make it a little better. And then 2 weeks after that was announced, they announced the increase in the cost of Medicare premiums, which for many of those folks wiped out that 2.6% increase.
Yeah, the giveth and taketh away, right?
And it's like,
yes.
How do we ever get ahead?
It's really tough, and that's one of the other reasons why we're seeing so many seniors coming on to and it's really unfortunate. People have worked their entire lives, and unfortunately, some of them are, their only income is, say, Social Security or something like that. But once they're done paying the rent, and they're done keep paying the utilities, and possibly their medications, guess what? There is no money for food.
Right.
And so just one of our senior programs, 516 seniors every single month get a 30-pound box of food, just so that they can make it through the month.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we have a whole nother senior program as well. But and we make sure that we provide fresh produce along with that, and protein items, and nutritionally balanced. So we want to make sure that that we're taking care of them, fully nutritionally.
Right. That's what I think is so great about what you've done over there at the food bank, is that the meals, the food you provide is what we need, not what we want.
Yeah,
necessarily.
we've really gone into some effort in promoting nutrient-dense foods, which allows people to get better nutrition with the food that they're eating. Instead of grabbing a bag of chips, they're hopefully grabbing an orange or an apple. And so we're teaching the clients that there's actually better nutrition in some fresh produce than there is in a bag of chips. So there's the whole education component along with that, and we obviously know that the people that we serve are some of the most undernourished people in the in our community, including on the islands of Molokai and Lanai that we ship to every month.
Wow. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you keep doing it.
We've got an amazing staff and amazing volunteers, amazing community, and I want to give a big shout out to this community for supporting the food bank and being there to help the person next to them who they may or may not need some assistance, and our partner agencies. We partner with well over 120 partner agencies on 3 islands, and it certainly allows us to complete our mission, because they're the ones who are actually in the trenches. They're the ones who are seeing the faces of the hungry and helping them out at their either local pantry or soup kitchen or whatever it happens to be, a youth program or something. Yeah.
Interesting. Boy, this is a who's who of nonprofits here. I'm looking at the list that he gave me of the member agencies and the programs. Most of these people have been on the show at one time or another.
Yeah, well, that's one great thing I find about Maui is that the collaboration and the communication that us nonprofits have with each other. And obviously, the nonprofit directors is a big part of that. But I really like the fact that the community comes together to help everybody. Depending on like you had some great people from the United Way on just moments ago, and they are doing the toy drive. But they work through partner agencies, much like the food bank works through partner agencies to get the food to the people who need it.
Right.
Yeah. We couldn't do it on our own.
One organization for people to give to, and they turn around and spread it amongst the people who need it, which is a great combination. Now, you've got some events coming up here between now and Christmas that we probably should talk about. Thanksgiving Day, there's a Paddle for Hunger.
Yeah, we're kind of starting to head into our event season, and so the Paddle for Hunger is a great opportunity for people to get involved on Thanksgiving Day. It's a great way to start your morning. It starts early. I believe the paddle starts at about 7. I think registration starts at 6. You paddle for a couple hours out on the water. It's flat calm. It's over in the Kihei, North Kihei side.
That's your favorite paddling area.
That was my club I used to paddle with.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, sure was.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Don't have much time for that anymore.
No. But it's that's a wonderful event. It's again a great way to start out your Thanksgiving Day by giving back. You can bring food. It's a food drive, also a fund drive, so you can bring money as well. And you can sign up for that on our website, mauifoodbank.org, and also check with our social media, the Facebook and the Twitter, and and you can go on there and you can learn all about the Paddle for Hunger. Another big.
And before you leave that, there's one statement in here which I think is fabulous. Participants can join in this fun, quote, anything that floats, quote, paddling race.
Yeah, that's what's really fun about it. People bring all kinds of crazy things that well, some of them float better than others. Let's just.
Some of them don't spend too many hours in the water. Well, they spend it in the water, not on it.
That's right. I guess what do they say? Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Right,
Okay. Next item.
Next item would be, well, we're also going to be at the Maui Invitational, which has been a wonderful event for the food bank. We do a silent auction actually at the event, and that raises a great deal of money. It's strictly money. It's not a food drive, but we're there for all 3 days, and we'll have a tent outside over by the pavilion, and you can come in and bid on some of the auction items. And it's a wonderful give back from the folks at the Maui Gym, Maui Invitational, and we're proud to be partners with them in that wonderful event.
That's terrific.
It brings a lot of people. It's a very interesting. I'm there for all 3 days.
Yeah.
It's a great people watch.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
I'll bet.
Because
there's a lot of people that come here every year just for that.
Just for the tournament. We get people from all over the country who come
Support their team.
Support. That's right. And we get actually this tournament brings in some of the top teams in the country,
Right.
and it generates a tremendous amount of money for Maui community. I mean, tens of millions of dollars, I understand, that it brings in every year. So yeah, we like, and we're glad that we're part of that event as well. There's also on Saturday, just prior to Thanksgiving, is the ice carving competition. You want to see something that's really fun? Go to the ice carving competition. These guys are pros. I mean, they get chainsaws out. They got little Dremel tools. I mean, they make incredible sculptures out of ice, out of just a block of ice. And by the end of their tournament or the competition, they've created amazing sculptures.
Wow.
I mean, eagles and totem pole. I mean, it's absolutely amazing stuff. That and then it's voted on, but it is a food drive and a fund drive. So, and that's at Anytime Fitness in Wailuku, right across from the Kaiser and by the Safeway Maui Lani.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's
That's
Anytime
down
Fitness
below
down below. Yeah.
Yeah, facing.
Yeah, stop on by
Kaiser.
Saturday morning the 23rd, and watch these pros at work. It's truly amazing.
Is that they do it outside?
They do it outside under tents.
Cool.
It melts pretty quick on a hot day like today, but they get it done.
Interesting.
Wow. And then at the Maui Mall, you can do free photos with Santa for a food or cash donation, and that runs December 5th through December 23rd. So get your kids over there and get a picture taken with Santa, which is a prime opportunity to put that for this year's Christmas card.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There you go.
And then we also have the New Year's Eve
Bash.
bash. I guess that we could call it a bash.
Yeah,
And that
big-
happens every year. It's a tremendous event. It raises a lot of money for the food bank and a lot of awareness for the food bank, and we're very happy and again proud to have Shep Gordon as the person who puts on that event. And
Great entertainment.
it's tremendous entertainment. That's and it's so. If you ever get a chance to go see that on New Year's Eve, and it's great. And then they have the fireworks and everything else. That's all part of that as well on New Year's. And then this year, for the first time, we are going to be part of the Century Golf Tournament, which is the first tournament of the year for the PGA. It's up in Kapalua, and then the opening day, which is going to be the Ohana Day, and that's on January the 1st. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to have, you can look on our website, but we'll have drop-off locations, and you'll get free tickets to Ohana Day, to the golf. And that's a great day because it's the Pro-Am Day. So you actually can walk up to the pro golfers and the amateurs and actually get signatures and talk with them, as compared to later in the tournament when they're busy trying to win the tournament. Yeah. But
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And then you've got some places here with campaigns during the season. Check out Hunger, Times and Tamuras, November 1st through January 15th. That's is that donations when you're checking out?
That's donations when you're checking out. There'll be little tabs at each check stand that you can tear off and hand to the cashier, and they can just add it to your the bill that along with your groceries.
Okay, and Feed the Need is at Safeway during the same period.
Yeah, Feed the Need has been a wonderful campaign for us. It has evolved over the years, and I think Safeway has really adopted this new strategy of Feed the Need, where you make a $10 donation. They convert that $10 into pallets of food for us.
Wow.
So, like I said, it's evolved over the years. We're really happy with the way it goes. And it's great because we will, sometime in January after the campaign's over, get an entire container load of palletized food of really high-quality products from Safeway.
Well, there's no rest for you guys between now and, it goes right on into January 1st. I don't know. Is anybody going to be awake and know what's going on that day?
Well, we kind of rotate the shifts to make sure that we have somebody always there managing the donations and the volunteers, and we're always happy to get more volunteers and obviously more donations and contributions. So look us up online at mauifoodbank.org or call us at 243-9500. Again, 243-9500 if you'd like any additional information. And look us up online, mauifoodbank.org. And come visit us at the food bank. We're at 760 Kolu Avenue, and we're always happy to give tours and show you around. We have a 10,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility, one of the only food banks in the country that's fully solar powered.
There you go.
Yeah. And
that was far-reaching when you did that.
It was a pretty major accomplishment, and we're really happy that we've done that.
You know, one thing else that I'd like to mention to the folks out there that are listening, and that is while we're talking about bringing in all this money and all this food, 96% of what comes in goes out, and your expenses are like 3 to 4%.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, we spend less than 3% on our fundraising and about roughly 1% on administrative costs, mainly because all of our energies goes towards putting food out to the hungry.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, we keep a tight staff, and we've been able to accomplish a real lot with a little administrative overhead.
It's tremendous.
Yeah.
Such a fabulous job you guys do.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rich, for being there and taking care of all of us. And one never knows when they're going to need you.
That's right. Yeah, you never know. I was at the bank today, and she said my auntie and uncle had to go to use the food bank.
Wow.
She said, thank you for being there.
There you go. There you go. Thank you. Whoa, here we go. Here we go. Maui Nonprofit Notes is sponsored as a community service by Pacific Source, the builder's choice. Please give them a call at 986-0380 or stop by their showroom in the Waikapu Bayshard on East Oahe Way to see how they can help you with your building project. Pacific Source has been our sponsor from day one, and we thank them for their ongoing support. And to you, our listeners, we thank you for the response our agencies get from you regarding the activities that we talk about on the show. Oh my gosh, is it that time? Really? Mahalo, everyone, for tuning in. We talked today with the Maui United Way and with the Maui Food Bank and learned what they're up to during this holiday season. We'll be back again next week, same time, same place. Until then, I'm Susie Tiemann, Executive Director of Lokahi Pacific and your host. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great week. Aloha.